Do me a favor, go to a bookstore or go to bertbertbert.com and buy my book. Trip Flip every Wednesday nights on Travel Channel at 9 p.m. I'm on tour. Des Moines, Dayton, Phoenix, Fort Lauderdale, Cincy, West Nyack, New York City, Atlanta, Richmond, Kansas City, Orlando, Columbus, and now I bring to you the divine Miss Pat.
This is...
Hello.
I think we're recording. I should probably have headsets in to check. Let me... Here, keep talking.
Hello. Son, why don't you sit on the bed, son, that he didn't sleep on? A plug in the bathroom. You ain't got nobody to talk to, do you?
Here. Go to sleep.
Why? Your wife at work.
You married?
He black man married, date the bitch forever and don't marry her.
All right. Yep. Let me hear you.
Hello.
Talking to the mic.
Hello.
All right. Perfect. We're recording. That's 44 seconds of just us figuring out if the mic's working. What happened to my cocktail? All right.
Son, go get mama water. You hear me?
I am not in the man cave. I am in Indianapolis at the Hilton with the fan-requested Miss Pat.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
From this, let me start this off by telling you everything that I hear about you, and then you tell me, because there's so much shit I want to talk to you about, because Miss Pat picked me up from Bob and Tom and drove me back to my hotel room, and just the car ride, we just started talking about just 3 times you said 3 things. I was like, fucking save it for the podcast. I've heard you are just the realest person alive.
I think so.
Someone said, ask her about the time she got her nipple shot off.
I was a drug dealer. I was selling crack one night, and this guy, he spit on my car. And so I thought I was a badass. I was about 15 years old. So I stuck my little 38 in his face, not knowing my shit was fucking skipping and wasn't working well. So he was like, I'll be back, bitch, to kill you. So, I'm in the hood. You hear that all the time. But he came back really to kill me. So he came back shooting, and I started running, and those bullets was flying by my head. I was like, Lord, please don't let this nigga kill me, because my baby daddy ain't shit, and I got 2 kids, and he ain't gonna take care of them. So instead of getting hit in the head with the bullet, one of the bullets hit me up under my right arm and just fucking blew my nipple off.
Are you serious?
Blew it. But thank God I was 17, because that bitch just grew back. It don't look as good as the other one. And they always say, don't ever feed the baby on that side. It could get lead poison.
So wait, let's start. Okay, that's like the first thing. This is like a minute into the podcast, and it's already the best story I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So wait, where did you grow up?
I grew up in the inner city of Atlanta.
Where? Bankhead?
Hell no. Well, I'm familiar with Bankhead. We lived on Bankhead, but my mama had a stepfather that moved us out of the project. So once he got rid of my mama, we was back to Bankhead. But I actually grew up in the West End.
Okay.
You know what the West End is?
No. I worked the Olympics in Bankhead.
Bankhead, yeah. That's
so.
some rough shit over there. They done about closed all that shit down last time I was there, but I grew up in the West End.
And I'm a huge fan of Southern rap. I grew up listening to rap. So
Oh, okay.
like anything with Outkast, Goody Mob.
I fucking love Outkast. Outkast and my husband inspired me to get off welfare. The song he had, Get Up and Get Out and Get Something, Don't Let the Days of Your Life Go By.
Yeah.
After I stopped selling dope, and people don't understand, when you used to a certain type of lifestyle where you could just spend money and do what the fuck you want to do, then you got to go get a job. And I had to listen to Outkast like fucking crazy to keep me from going back to forging checks and selling dope.
Okay, let's backtrack. So you grew up in Atlanta.
I grew up in Atlanta.
You born in, I'm gonna say around the 70s is when you're a little girl.
Yeah, around the 70s.
And this is when Richard, what's his name, was killing black kids in Atlanta.
His name not Richard. His name is
Dennis? Dwayne?
Wayne Williams.
Wayne Williams. God damn it.
Wayne Williams.
So Wayne Williams. By the way, this is when my wife grew up.
Yeah.
This is the same time. My wife grew up in Atlanta and in Bowden.
He was killing them in Bankhead, and you know what was crazy? Because they set that curfew. This is about to blow your fucking mind. So they set a curfew in Atlanta saying all the black kids got to be the fuck in the house because somebody's snatching y'all asses off the street. So my sister...
sounds like a white conspiracy.
My sister and brother was the first two to break the Georgia curfew. So we all on the news with Monica Kaufman because she was the big-time black reporter. So they sent her out to our house. My mama drunk as fuck on the news. Somebody, I ain't tell them motherfuckers to leave this house. They bleeping my mom on the news. She about to go to jail. I'm sitting in the corner like, bitch, you been drunk all day. You didn't even know they was outside. Because I always thought those people stole me. I was like, this can't be my fucking family. Nobody's born into this bullshit. You don't know how bad I was wishing they were snatching little black girls to get me the fuck away from that house.
So wait, you remember that time?
My brother and sister was the first two to break that curfew. Actually, I had a cousin to get killed by that.
Are you serious?
Curtis Walker. He was one of the big ones one of the bodies that they saw him throw over in the river.
Yeah.
That was my cousin.
Really?
And you know what was crazy? It was crazy because we was playing with him like a week before he went missing.
Really?
And his daddy was my mama's first cousin, so that made him my second cousin.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. Do you remember, were you afraid when you were a kid about...
Of what?
About the...
Black kids are not afraid of shit. That's why it's easy to snatch us. We more scared of our parents than a motherfucker on the street. Fuck you. My mama badder than you. Black kids ain't scared of nobody, but they used to be scared of their parents. They whoop their parents' ass now. Not my kids, because I told my kids, I'll fuck you up. I don't get EIC for you no more. You don't mean shit to me.
I don't even know what EIC is.
Earned income credit.
What's that?
The shit poor people get on income tax return. Fuck, how much money you make?
I've never been on EIC.
That's when you see all the black people in the mall buying shit the first of the year.
Really?
Yeah, they got their tax return. Fuck, Bert, what the hell? You don't have no black friends? That's what we live for.
Two. One's my buddy Imaginary, and no, is someone knocking on the door?
Get up, not Kia, on the fucking door.
Your son's in the room too.
Yeah.
Your son's name's not Kia?
Yeah, not Kia.
And
I named him after his uncle.
Hey.
Thank you so very much. I requested that.
Oh, how'd you do that? Thank you.
I just want to tell a bitch, give me a chair.
Oh, nice.
I named him after his uncle, which was his uncle was named Nakia, and that's my baby daddy's brother. I had no idea I was naming him after a loser, but he turned out pretty good. He graduated, he got a baby, he don't beat bitches, he work.
Oh my God. Do you realize do you realize the sentence you just said, how great that is?
What?
I don't know how but it came out so quick. He graduated, he got a baby, and he don't beat bitches.
No, he don't beat bitches, because I beat his ass.
So Atlanta, in the 70s, what's your recollection of, like, I always, by the way, you're going to get, one of my good friends, Omar Dorsey, he's in Eastbound and Down. He's a black dude. He grew up in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But he grew up, I think, North Atlanta, like Marietta.
That's money. That's not where I grew up at.
Really?
I grew up on Simpson Road, looking like Bankhead.
Yeah.
The rough part. The real rough part.
I always say this because I assume the black experience is colored with music.
Yes, that's all you did. We listen to music every fucking day. Every day we listen to music. You know what? I don't listen to a lot of music now because we was forced to dance and shit all the time.
Really?
You know, when you see those black music movies, that shit is really true. And I used to always say to myself,
get
up and dance. Get up and dance for all the drunk people. That's what we had to do because I grew up in a bootleg house. My grandfather sold moonshine. So when everybody got drunk, the kids was the entertainment. And I couldn't understand that. And I used to always say to myself, bitch, won't you get up and dance? This your friend. I don't know this nigga. But I said it to myself because I was scared of my fucking mama. Yeah. So won't you fucking dance? I don't know this nigga. You know him, not me. Shit, that's your fucking friend. My friend don't want me to dance, bitch. Yeah. But that's the stuff I was saying in my head because I was so fucking scared of her.
Yeah. Now, was your dad around?
I'm black. Don't ask questions you know the fucking answer to.
I fucking didn't know. So what song reminds you of your childhood? Like I hear Queen or Styx, and I remember my childhood vividly.
Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. I tell you, Whitney Houston sung the song "I Believe the Children of the Future."
Yeah,
and that gave me that made me think that it was a world outside beside this raggedy ass house I lived in, this drunk ass mama. There's one TV, and we only ate once a day. She made my mind open up to the world. But I used to always say, "Bitch, where are you? What children of the future are you singing to? These niggas over here ain't gave me no food all fucking day." And I fucking hated that song. And every time it would come on, I would just cry. Because I was like, what fucking kid she talking about taking care of? These motherfuckers done ran me crazy over here.
It's so crazy. You realize how many people saw Whitney Houston as black people.
Yes,
they're like, "Oh, that's got to be nice." It's it's like the white dress with the hair that's perfect, and that was her first introduction to like black women was Whitney Houston.
Beautiful, yes. And I used to when she was saying, and I would just dream and like this bitch said something else out there in the world somewhere somehow.
I gotta send you a copy of my book. I have a really great story about my daughter breaking her jaw and losing her forefront teeth, and us going to the dentist, and it's got a Whitney Houston beat to it. I'm gonna send you. That's so fucking fascinating. So okay, how old were you when you lost your virginity?
I gotta ask you this question before I answer that question.
Shoot.
Voluntary or involuntary?
Shut the fuck up. God damn it. Let's go voluntary.
What, you scared of the fucking involuntary?
I'm scared of the truth.
Voluntary 12. I was
holy shit.
My kids, it was his father. He was 22. Married with a wife who was pregnant, and I met him and I was 12. And at the time I was having a really rough time in my life. I was 12. I think I was like 7th or 8th grade. I can't remember. Yeah. But I think I was searching for a father figure, just somebody to love me. So he started being nice like most guys do, giving you young girl shit. And I just thought he loved me. I didn't know in return you had to give him sex.
No, wait, were you developed at 12? Like boobs?
Very. I probably had a body like Beyonce. She's stuck in here somewhere.
So 12. Where do you meet a 22-year-old when you're 12?
I went to the YMCA used to give the inner city kids party, so they don't go out and get killed on Saturdays. And I went to the party with my sister, who was 14 at the time, but my sister was already into prostitution and stuff like that and the drugs. So my mama really didn't like me hanging out with them because they had already dropped out, and my sister was having a real hard time in life. So I was like, I really want to go to this party with them. And I went, and my sister already had a pimp. And my cousin had a pimp. So I went to the party just as an innocent thing, and I met the pimp friend.
Oh, and that was
my baby daddy.
I never understand how pimping works.
I don't understand. I'm not going to sell my vagina and give you my fucking money. I'm sorry.
I can't wrap my head around the kind of person that can not only the kind of person that can do it, but the kind of person that's able to do it. Like
it's a strong-minded person versus a weak-minded person. I mean, when you take a woman or whoever you controlling like this, like slavery. You beat them down. You tell them they're nothing, and you tell them nobody else want to be bothered with them. People start to believe that shit, and so that's how you get control of your situation. And I guess that's what my sister them allowed. Nobody ever pimped me. I didn't sell pussy. My sister wasn't making no real money. So that's why I sold dope instead of pussy.
Is your sister still around?
Yeah, she get out of jail, and she get out of jail.
Oh God, everything you say is like an awesome pop-up ad for fucking entertainment.
She get out of jail in about 3 weeks, I think.
Are you serious? In Atlanta?
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Are you the only one here in Indianapolis?
Yeah, my husband. I've been married for 23 years. I met my husband when he was like 5. My son was like 5, and we moved. We lived in Riverdale, Georgia, and then we moved here with his job, which is General Motors.
Oh, nice.
My husband works for Allison. He makes the Allison transmission.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I want to kind of track your story. And by the way, when I get to a part and you have a story that you think I might be interested, just jump in. Okay,
I will.
Because already we're probably 12 minutes into the podcast, and this might be you might be the most interesting person I've ever talked to. So you lose your virginity at 12.
Yes, to a married man.
I
get pregnant. I'm pregnant now. So I was in elementary school because there was no middle school in my neighborhood. So I'm sitting in elementary school pregnant. And I remember as the teacher was teaching the health class, and I'm sitting there, I'm about 3 months pregnant. You know how they pull up the penis? And so I've always been an outspoken person. You know, the penis are really small because they don't want to show, no dick that's been erected.
Yeah.
And so I yelled out, Miss Smith, now my boyfriend dick bigger than that. She said, get out my class, bitch.
Are you serious?
So I'm sitting there and I'm pregnant. At this time, I'm about 4 months pregnant. I answer the door for this lady. And I'm thinking she's somebody that wants to play, in my neighborhood. Because you remember, I'm 13 years old. I'm still a kid, but I'm fucking pregnant. And I opened the door and it was his wife. And she asked for me by my nickname, which is, when I was a drug dealer, my name was Rabbit. That's the crazy bitch in me. So she was like, I need to speak with Rabbit. And I was like, I'm Rabbit. She was like, I'm Daryl's wife. And I couldn't get it. My mind couldn't wrap around her being Daryl's wife because I didn't know what the fuck a wife was. My mama wasn't nobody's wife.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, I'm Anita and you sleeping with my husband Daryl. I was like, bitch, he can't be your husband. You got to be his girlfriend first. She was like, how fucking old are you? And I was like 13. So I come outside and I tell her I'm 4-5 months pregnant. She asked me to have an abortion. And I said, and I'm confused and I'm like, I don't really want to have no abortion, but she almost made me have an abortion because as I walked out the door, the ice cream man was coming down the street, and the bitch bought me ice cream. And I'm saying,
by the way, do you realize how fucking insane that is?
She bought me one fucking bomb pop. I was like, bitch, you're going to buy me a box of bomb pops if you want me to have an abortion. So I ended up keeping her. She's 28 now.
Your first?
Yeah, she's 28.
Where's she?
She in Atlanta. She's gay. There's not enough pussy here to eat. So she stay in Atlanta. She got a white girlfriend. Her girlfriend looked just like Robin Thicke.
Oh, right. By the way, her son Ikea, who's laying on my bed, just started laughing.
You know what? It's crazy because his sister get more pussy than he do. He had to call her. How I supposed to eat it, Ashley? Don't you, son? He has no game when it come to his sister. His sister will take his hoes.
Oh, really?
Shit, yeah.
Okay, so so you keep the baby.
Yeah, I keep the baby, and
You're pregnant at 12 or
yes.
13.
Yeah, I got pregnant I met him at 12. I was impregnated at 13. I gave birth at 14. And you know what? It never registered in my mind, Bert, how young I fucking was. Because I have a 16-year-old daughter now, and I look at her. When I was her age, I had already had 2 kids and two abortions. So I look at my 16-year-old like, bitch, you don't know how good you got it.
Yeah.
And I was cooking crack, and I was trafficking crack,
All right,
and I had already been to jail.
Let's go. Let's start with your introduction to drugs was...
Well, I'm okay. I'm 15 with 2 kids. Can't get a job because I'm supposed to be in fucking school. So at that time they was real heavy.
Oh, back then you couldn't get a job before you were 16.
You couldn't even get a job before you were 16.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't in school, so I couldn't get a work permit. And I don't need a work permit. I need a real fucking job. I got 2 kids to take care of by a married man that's constantly beating on me, cheating on me, and fucking dogging me the fuck out.
Yeah.
So it was nothing else in my neighborhood for me to do. So everybody else, at that time, was selling drugs. And so my kid's father cousin was like a big time dope dealer. And so I went back to...
Hold on one second. My kid's father's cousin
was a big time drug dealer.
Okay.
So
Yep, I got it now.
I would go over to him and let him front me dope. That means give it to me on credit, then I bring him the money back once I sell it.
Yeah.
And I started selling it in my old neighborhood. And after
dope, like weed or just
crack. Crack had just hit the black community.
This is right when crack showed up.
Yeah, by '86.
I remember that vividly.
Yeah,
like documentaries, not documentaries, but like 2020 would do a story on crack.
Yeah,
and they'd be like, crack cocaine. This young lady brought her Volkswagen Cabriolet into the hood, and I think that was the beginning of institutionalized racism from the media.
Yeah,
because they painted black people in one way and white people another. White people were a victim. If crack got into your family, you were a victim of crack.
Well, you know, crack, white people don't use crack. White people use cocaine. When they would come to our neighborhood, it was only two things they would buy. It was cocaine and heroin. Or heroin, however the fuck
Heroin is what we called it.
Yeah, heroin. So only black people use crack, and they was like, I can't fuck with it, and then you got to buy something to shoot it up with. That was like, no, I'm not doing that. So black people was really into crack. So I couldn't get a job, so I decided, well, shit, I don't have nothing else to do. I got to take care of my kids. So I had a friend that I grew up with, and he was like, you should bring it over here and we'll sell it together. So we just started flipping it. I took a $500 worth, which is I'm see if I can fucking remember, it's been over 20 years, which is a half an ounce.
Okay.
And you tuck it and you chop it down, and it cost $500 or $450. You made about $900 to $1,000. So after that, I paid my baby daddy cousin.
Wait, are you getting it in cocaine and then making it into crack?
Well, at first I got it into crack. I would get it already cooked up. And once I chop it up, we would sell it. And I would pay whoever I owed. And me and him went in business together. And at one time, I had a trap. A trap is where we sold the dope.
Yep.
We would make about 10 grand a day. And I was 15 years old. I had my first $100,000 at 16. I didn't have a fucking license, but I owned about 8 cars. And couldn't drive. So I had to pay the crackheads to teach me how to drive.
Really?
That's how I learned how to drive. You remember that, Nakil? They was in the back seat, and the crackhead would be smoking a crack pipe in the front seat, and he would take me around 285 in Atlanta, and I would be driving real slow on the expressway at night. Yeah. He's smoking crack in front of my kids. My kids back there cheering me on. Mama, you doing real good. Like, set the fuck down and put that damn pipe down in front of my kids.
Holy shit. So it's what's as incredible to me is that you were around for the birth of all the colloquialisms that is now hip hop.
That word is a little too big for me. What the fuck is colloquialism?
All the words that you hear in rap songs. Yes. You were there for the beginning of it, in the trap.
Outkast. I mean, not Outkast. I was there for 2 Live Crew. You remember? They was the first one to ever
We're the same age. We're the same age. Yeah. You look younger, but we're the same age.
Yeah. 2 Live Crew was the first one to ever really curse. I remember when fucking Will Smith was this shit. I went to a Will Smith concert along with Flavor. They was all on, and Fat Boys. That's where it's all started.
Fat Boys are back.
Houdini.
I remember Houdini.
Friends. Remember the song Friends?
Yeah, of course. I met God, that's so fucking interesting. We have the same upbringing when it comes to what we listen to.
You were just more protected.
I'd heard about crack, but I didn't see cocaine until I was 23, 22.
I was so good at selling crack at one time because I've been to prison too, but I was so good at selling crack. Whatever I bought, I could damn near look at it with my eye and tell you what we was gonna bag up.
Really?
And I look at life, how I've changed my life over the years, because when my kids was young, I think they was 3 and 4, and when I used to I would cut my drugs up at home, and I was put it in their Pampers or his Pamper, because he was like still in like pull-ups, and that's how I would traffic my dope.
Really?
Yeah, and they was so trained. I said, when I put when Mama put her business in your drawers, you don't talk to no fucking body. When I had a police officer issue a warrant for me, both of my kids had probably about $5,000-$6,000 worth of cut up crack in their pants, and they got out the car and went around the house while I was getting arrested. And they knew exactly what to do. They knew to take the drugs and give them to their father. And I look at it now because I'm writing a piece on it about how fucking horrible of a mama I was. Because I used to sell crack in front of my daughter elementary school. And my daughter, they went to private school because I had the money. So when she got into first grade, I put her in front of where I sold drugs at. And didn't realize how much it was affecting my daughter's life. Because some reason her classroom every year was be on the side where I sold my drugs at. So one day, I pick her up from school, and she fucking was sharp every day. George, you know how we do it in the hood. Yeah. And my daughter's very fucking intelligent, too. If you meet her, you could never put us together. So
I want to meet your daughter. I'm going to Atlanta. You should come to Atlanta. Let's do a show together.
I would fucking love to.
Let's do I'm at the Punchline.
Well, let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm in there in August, 15, 16, 17.
Well, tell them, and I'll be there. So I used to sell crack in front of my daughter's school, and I tell you, my daughter, me and my daughter had no fucking bond because I had already been to prison before she went to kindergarten. So she started to hate me.
Okay.
So make a long story short, one day I pick her up from school. She in the first grade, and she write me this note, and she was like, "Mom, I want to transfer." And I was like, "Why? This is a good school." She said, "Because I get tired of looking out my window every day, seeing you sell drugs in front of my school." So I said, "Well, bitch, I was here first. This is my job." You getting a fucking transfer. This is my job. This how we eat. I ain't fucking moving my trap for you, bitch.
No, wait, what, so wait, how old were you when you went to prison?
I was, back then when crack first hit, you had to be like 19 to go to jail. So 18, so they bumped it down to 17. So I went to jail and because the police didn't catch me, he caught my cousin with it. Because I would have all of my younger kids in the community selling crack for me. Yeah. And which was my nieces and my cousin. And they caught my cousin. She did like a year in juvenile. And then she wouldn't tell on me, but they knew it was mine because he was on the hill watching. So finally I turned in myself and I got a year probation. And then I had to do a year in prison.
What's prison like?
Well, you know what? I had money, so I stayed in the county jail because I had other drug charges pending. Yeah. So I just went there and turned around. So I guess a lot of eating vagina. I don't know, but jail was horrible.
Really?
Yeah, I was. By the time I was 17, I was sick. I went to jail when I was 17. By the way,
everyone listening needs to understand the difference between prison and jail.
Yes, prison is rough. Prison is rough, like the shit you see on TV. So I mean,
like
jail,
people think it's intermingling like tissues and Kleenex.
No,
it's not.
No.
Jail is you are in a cell pretty much all the time, right?
Well, they let you out for when you're not a real bad criminal, they let you out for doing a day and watch TV. But it's still horrible. Somebody waking you up, feeding you that bullshit, telling you what to do. And when you know you can't go nowhere, and then what really got me, I was like, this shit ain't for me. I got kids. Is when I had to go to court, and they put the shackles on your feet and got you in a jumpsuit. That's the most humiliating shit ever. I'd rather walk down the street naked than to be shackled, because you always see people that you don't want to see. Like one time I was shackled, and I went to school with somebody, and they was like, Patricia. And I was like, hell no, I don't know that bitch. But it was me. And I was like, this ain't for me. So I met a wonderful man and my life changed.
So wait, okay, so you get out, you're 18 years old, I guess? You get out of jail, prison?
I get out of prison. I'm still selling because that's all I know. At that time, I go from selling to forging checks. Forging checks had really got big. And I learned that from a crackhead.
By the way, forging checks is something everyone can get into. Back in the day, I remember my buddy got into forging checks, and he was in college. He just got caught up in it because you don't have money, and you want something, and you just write a check for it.
Yeah. And back then, they didn't have all the good system that they have now.
They didn't have any systems.
No. So white people didn't balance their checkbooks. And if you got a checkbook, you can tell it's a fucking white girl. Cassidy. Ain't no black bitch named no Cassidy. And you fucking write those checks, and they, it took them a week or so before they would even start to bounce. Yeah. So by that time, you can write $5,000-$6,000 for checks in a weekend.
Oh, yeah. I remember writing checks that my ass couldn't cash, and my dad would just cover it. He'd be like, buddy, you got to slow down. And I was like, well, and it was like $40. I remember writing a check for $40 because you could go to Publix and get $40 worth of cash if you wrote a check. Yeah. And I used to go get $40 worth of cash, and that would be my drinking money for the weekend.
Yeah, no, it was. We were serious about it. Like, you would go into, crackheads was go into places who wrote the checks, who taught me how to forge checks, and they would buy 3 and 4 big screen TVs. That's when everybody had the big screen TV sitting on the floor. Yeah. And then you would go and sell them to the drug dealers. I remember, you probably don't remember this, but you remember the laser disc?
Oh, yeah, I remember
Everybody didn't have a laser disc. I fucking had a laser disc.
I can tell you what year this is, by the way. I remember laser discs.
That's the first time I ever saw, I tell you, I bought, the first time I ever had a laser disc, my brother was a professional burglar. All he did was breaking white people's houses, right? Yeah. So he stole somebody's laser disc, and the fucking movie Schindler's was in it. So I dropped out of school, so I didn't know shit about the Holocaust. All I knew was about slavery. So I plugged the laser disc, and these white people go, who is this crazy motherfucker shooting these people?
Are you serious?
I had no idea what the Holocaust was. I was in the fucking hood. That was the Holocaust to me. So when
You learned about the Holocaust from Schindler's List. You stole a lizard disc probably from a Jewish family. And that's how you learn about the Holocaust.
Black people don't see Jews. Everybody white to us. We don't want to fucking know your nationality. Your skin white, you white. And they had the Holocaust. That's the name of the movie, right? And that shit freaked me the fuck out. I was like, why the fuck they letting that cracker shoot them like that? Run, motherfucker, run. and
If you have no reference for the Holocaust, that movie's terrifying. You're like, why are they picking? How do they know they're different?
Yes, and we, all of us stupid. I'm with. Nobody know anything about the Jews and the Holocaust. They like, they're some stupid motherfucker. Won't they just jump the fence? Because that's what black people do. We would have jumped the fucking fence. You know what I'm saying?
I would pay money to be in the hood and watch a bunch of black people who have no reference to the Holocaust watch Schindler's List.
We watch Schindler's List like we're just talking shit, not knowing his fucking history. But at that time, when I met my husband, he knew everything about history because he's fucking intelligent as fuck. And so when I was like, you want to see this good ass movie, these white people getting killed? And he was like, that's the fucking Holocaust. The fuck is the Holocaust? He's like, that's fucking history. I said, the history?
I can't imagine. Oh, that's so fucking okay. So
that's how I learned about the Holocaust. And my brother had stole the DVDs. That's a stupid ass motherfucker. All they gotta do is jump the fence. And now that I look back, jump the fence. Because you know we jump fences and get the fuck on, black people.
I used to have a joke about black people can jump fences better than anybody.
Hell yeah!
It looks beautiful when you see a black dude hop a fence.
Yeah,
it just seems beautiful. When you see a white guy climb a fence, it's just so painful. Like, but
that's how I learned about history.
So 18. How old were you when you meet your husband?
I met my husband when I was 18, 19. And I was in the process of, he helped me get my life together. He's like, oh, you got to stop selling. He had just got out of the military.
What's your bottom? We're like, you get to a place where you're like, this isn't working for me. And by the way, let's backtrack for a second. Are you, like, I can't imagine, I never sold drugs. But I've been the middleman, like, you know, like, hey, so you're getting a bag of weed, and someone's like, hey, can you get me a bag of weed? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting one too. I'll get it for you. And then, but like, have you ever smoked crack?
I never did drugs, and let me tell you why. Because my mom used a lot of alcohol. She was an alcoholic. I watched that shit every day. My mom smoked cigarettes, smoked a ton of weed.
She's still alive?
No, she died at 39. And I just told myself, I said, I would never, ever be like these people. And I meant it. I said, my kids won't dance because I fucking hated dancing. And they don't dance to this fucking day. And I don't think I ever seen my kids dance. I said, I taught them dancing is a form of respect. Two things we don't do. We don't dance and we don't fucking eat beans because that's all I fucking ate when I was little.
Holy shit.
So everything that they did to me that I hated, I didn't allow them to do.
That's so
because my mom, we was so fucking poor, Bert, that my mama, she prepared beans. Like she ate butter beans, we ate them for the whole fucking month. So you could imagine how constipated and dry-eyed our shit was from eating these fucking starchy beans. And I had a brother that was fucking in love with butter beans. At this time he's really black and he's fucking skinny. And you remember the basketball short that used to look like the little gay short? You know,
yeah.
He used to wear those shorts all the time. But when my mama cooked butter beans, he was fucking start dancing, and he would not stop dancing until all the fucking beans was gone. So I remember sitting in the corner one day and I was like, I hate this black ass dancing nigga for these beans. I say he's so fucking black we don't even know his race.
wait, I just realized in the telling of that story, your mom would prepare the butter beans.
Yes.
So they didn't come in a can.
No, my mama prepared everything from scratch.
So your mom got a bag of beans.
Yes.
And then soaked them for like 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever. And
we
then
ate
prepared them
every day.
Oh, fuck. Do you realize how fucking old school that is?
That is fucking, a bitch would not, you show a bitch a bag of beans a day, she was like, what's that?
My wife will prepare beans. She gets black eyed peas.
I love black eyed peas.
And she'll prepare them and like put them in and soak them. And that's the way, like my wife's old school South like that. Like her family probably grew up very similar. I wish my wife was here. When you come to are you coming to LA anytime soon?
I'm looking at June.
If you come in June, I want you to come over. My wife will make dinner, and and we'll have dinner, and then we'll go do a podcast, me, you, and my wife. And I'd love to hear your experience versus her experience, because I guarantee it's very similar. That's the thing I don't think a lot of people understand sometimes, is that the black and white experience in the South is very similar when you're poor.
Yeah. Was she poor?
Yeah, very poor. Like, I remember my sister made a joke about growing up in a trailer, and my wife was like, I grew up in a trailer. And my sister was like, oh, never mind. Like, but that's what, like, my sisters didn't never, but my wife grew up in trailers and like went from house to house and just had one of those rough childhoods. But for her, it was just sleeping. That sounds bad, but like, you know, just sleeping with a dude younger than she should have. Probably very, very similar experience to you. Yeah, I would say. You know, like but just one of those kind of childhoods. It's not the picturesque one that you see on the Norman Rockwell. Do you know who Norman Rockwell is?
No, but the name sounds familiar.
Yes, I fucking love you. I love you so much. So
well, I'm not gonna play like I don't know shit I don't know.
My buddy Huicho's from Peru, and he one of the most beautiful things he ever taught me in life is that if he didn't know it, he wasn't gonna lie to you.
Well, I had a teacher who inspired me a lot. It was my first or second grade teacher named Miss Troop. She just passed away this year, and
I'm checking the time to make sure you don't need to leave for your flight.
But she would always tell me, Patricia, the dumbest question is a question not asked. And she told me this as a kid. So, and I ask anything. If I don't know, I'm not ashamed to play like I don't know. I don't fucking know. So if you tell me, I know. Like, I remember when Nelson Mandela was freed, from jail from all those years. I had never heard of fucking who Nelson Mandela was. I was selling crack. I wasn't in school. I didn't know fucking shit about no Nelson Mandela. So I walk into this eyebrow arching shop that's really famous called Dendera in Atlanta. And they arch the eyebrows of teachers and doctors and higher class and lower class. You got all types of people in there. So they was like, oh my God, Nelson Mandela is free. So I'm a drug dealer, probably just shot a nigga an hour ago. I'm going to get my eyebrows arched. I walk into the eyebrow arch shop. Oh, Nelson Mandela. Everybody clapping. So I said, well, who the fuck is Nelson Mandela? So the lady was a principal. She's like, how dare you not know who Nelson Mandela is? I said, bitch, I don't know who my real dad is, but if you tell me who he is, I know.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned who Nelson Mandela is, from a teacher who was trying to be high class, a principal, whoever the fuck she was. Tell me who he is. Okay, he got free. They held him out. Okay. Well, now I know, bitch. Now while we at it, do you know my real daddy?
It's one of it's the truth is that if you don't, like, I don't know. I've heard it a lot, but I don't know what Benghazi is. I've heard it.
I don't know nothing about. Now my daughter, my 16-year-old, she can tell you everything about Benghazi. I was sitting at the dinner table and she was like, "Mama, what you know about Benghazi?" I said, "What you know about 3 niggas getting killed on the east side?" Yeah, that's what I need to know. But I don't need to know what's going on over there. That ain't none of my business. I can't worry about everything else that's going on in this world. I'm not Jesus. Why y'all trying to do his job?
Yeah, I can't. I look at it like that. Sometimes I go. I'm dealing with me right now. I got so much going on with me that I'm fucking exhausted. Well, I can't. I look at globally, and I think sometimes, like, hey, these people that are worried about big concepts over there or over here, why don't you focus on like shit that's going on right here? I don't know. That's I'm gonna get on the fucking soapbox.
I mean, but that's so true, and I tell people like that all the time. Like, I tell you, and I hate to bring this up. I hope it don't bring down the mood. But like when Trayvon Martin got killed, and I tell people everybody wants to march, and I say, oh well, I think it's a wonderful thing that we marching for Trayvon. I think the bastard was guilty. I said, but don't just march for Trayvon. March when it's black on black killing. We wants to get up when only when a white man.
Don't make it
it color. When anybody get killed. I was in Chicago with my younger kids last year around the same time with the year Trayvon was killed. 14 people got shot. Nobody was marching. Yeah. So that's why I say I can't trust y'all. Black people back in the day was real black people. They cared about all. They didn't wait till a white man kill us, a black man kill us. I mean, anybody kill us, you was ready to go. Yeah. So I was like, that's why I don't get into what's going on in the world. I
looked at that whole. Florida's a weird place. I grew up in Florida, so Florida's a weird place to try to speak globally about, especially about firearms, because everyone's got them in their pockets. Yeah. Everyone's carrying a gun in Florida, and everyone's go-to is to pull their gun out in Florida. And by the way, I know if you're in Florida, you're going to disagree with this. I grew up there. I have friends there. My buddy Cowhead always has a gun on him. Always. I just went to the gun shop with him, and he just got a new holster Like, I don't have a fucking holster at all. He's got a few holsters, one for his gym shorts.
Well, I don't say take their guns. I'm just saying don't kill nobody for playing their rap music or walking in your neighborhood.
Well, Florida, what I was going to say was Florida's a weird place to talk about firearm control in general.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what bothers me is you're right, is don't just tell the story when it seems like that it's going to pique interest.
Yes.
Talk about it all the fucking time.
All the fucking time. This is not new to the black community. We in Indianapolis, and 3 people got shot last night. Ain't nobody marching for them.
No one, and it doesn't seem fair.
And it doesn't seem fair. I'm saying if you're going to do it, if you for real about it, do it for everybody. I mean, the whole thing the whole racism thing pisses me off. Like my friend, I was talking to my friend the other day, and they was like, oh, they should take Donald Sterling team. I was like, that's not going to punish him. He's fucking rich. If you want to punish him, what you do is give him an all-white fucking team. That's how you fucking punish him.
That's how you punish
He'll
him.
never
That's how
win.
you punish him and make those white people be claimed as racists.
No, he'll never fucking win.
But make them play for the Clippers and everyone will know them as racist.
Yes.
Like just brand the Clippers racist.
Exactly.
That's brilliant.
That's how you
brilliant.
get back at him. Don't take his team, give him all white boys.
Yeah.
With heavy feet. they don't fucking win.
I would have paid money to see you and Patrice O'Neal talk.
You know what? Because I worked with Patrice the year before he passed. I opened for him at the Cleveland Improv.
Yeah.
And I heard this thing. Oh, he's mean, motherfucker. He's mean. I said, I'm a black bitch. Ain't nobody disrespecting me. So I had my black bitch attitude on, ready, because I was like, man, this motherfucker gonna have to rumble. Because I was ready to talk back. So the feature act, the MC came in and was like, Mr. O'Neal, do you mind if I sell my CD? Patrice said, what the fuck you got a CD for? You are opening that. He was like, well, I headline. This is my home club. I'm just MCing for you. And so I looked at it. I was like, I got a CD. He was like, y'all can sell it. The sweetest fucking person I ever met.
Yeah.
I didn't see that mean, bout it person everybody else saw.
Yeah.
And had a great weekend with him. So fucking sweet. I had already put on my black bitch face. We gonna rumble. You because I already heard this shit. I've been shot 2 times and hit by a dump truck. You not about to fucking disrespect me. So I was ready. The sweetest fucking person I ever met.
Patrice was, and I hate to ruin the mystery of what everyone thinks him to be. One of the sweetest guys. I miss him, and my relationship with Patrice is short at best, but when I saw him, it was so nice, but he was very real, like you are.
Yes.
Like he didn't like his. I think sometimes the angle you want to see is the one you least expect, and that was always Patrice's angle, and that's also your angle. It's like I think you see that outrage with the Donald Sterling stuff, and you expect it from people. And you go, well, that is boring, I guess. And I think people then get outraged at the expected boringness of it. But like your angle is totally different. And as soon as you said that Donald Sterling thing, I was like, that's the way Patrice looked at the world. Like that was like, yeah. My only statement I said about the Donald Sterling thing, I was like, well, at least you got to give it to him. He didn't say the N-word once. Like you'd expect in a racist tirade that shit's going to come out, but he was very respectful in his racism.
Well, he was. And he's 85 years old.
What do you expect?
What the world was when he was a kid. That's how he was taught. That's how Paula Deen was taught. Now, I'm not saying that just because you taught that way that you have to act that way today, but people don't have to change. That's what the world don't understand. You can't force me to change because the world have changed. If I want to stay the same fucking way, I can stay the same fucking way.
Yeah.
But it's just...
Well, I think you can because you're black. I think Paula Deen can't because in the microscope she's under, I think, and Paula Deen's a weird case because she said the word 30 years ago. Yes. Like that, for me, I go...
But was that current?
No.
That was 30 years ago. But
she said it 30 years ago.
I hear comics say, shit, if a motherfucker rob me, he's a nigga too. That's the first thing gonna come out your mouth. Police pull up, who robbed you? This nigga robbed me.
Yeah, but a black person probably said that.
Yeah, a black person said that.
A white person's not saying that. A white person, even after a robbery, goes, he was an African-American.
Yes.
That's when you're the most cognizant of it.
It's according to how drunk he is. White people get courage when they drunk.
I've heard white people say the N-word. And by the way, and I'm not like, and Greg Fitzsimmons is the one that pointed this out to me. I've heard white people say it a lot. I haven't really heard a white person use it. like use the word, like say it about someone derogatory. I've heard white people say it. It's like up until
It's in every rap song that you buy.
Up until very recently, I would sing it with the music. Like I would sing it when I heard it in the song. I'd sing it. I bought that album. Why can't I sing it when DMX says it? It's me in my car
But
by
I don't
myself.
see that as being racist.
I don't see that as being racist.
Think racist to me is when you hate somebody,
When you
and it don't have to be for color. I mean, people hate gay people. Like before my daughter came out, when the time I spent in prison, I didn't like gay women. Honestly, I'm gonna say this on your podcast. I hated them until I was faced with it, dealing with my daughter, and I had to learn that I can't judge nobody for their sexuality. Well, you still a good person, or you still a good person. I don't give a fuck if you come to me now with one eye. Fuck your one eye. Are you nice to me? Are you gonna be a good one eye motherfucker? Or are you gonna be a mean one eye motherfucker?
What it is we were brought up. I say we because we're the same age. We were brought up in a culture where it was where in a time when to not trust someone because they were different was okay. But we also grew up with the fucking Russians. The Soviet Union, we were taught at a very young age to dislike someone simply based where they're from. Nowadays, that doesn't even happen. But I look back at like I remember the first gay dude I met, and I remember being like, sweet, you're no different than me. You just like to suck dick. Like you're just like dudes. That's it. We're the same guy. We can do everything together, but at the end of the night, you want to go home with the dude, and I want to go home with the chick.
Yeah.
That's it. Like there's no that was a big eye-opening, and by the way, our little slice of history is gone. We're the only ones that experienced that.
Yeah.
Before us, it was just dislike, distrust, hatred.
That's right.
We were the freshman class.
Yeah.
We went through and learned to appreciate people for who they were. I remember on 2020 watching breakdancing. I didn't know not one black person in my life. I didn't have one black person in my life.
My brother used to break dance.
I remember breakdancing on 2020 going, that looks really cool, and being into it, and then exploring black music and like hip hop. It was the birth of hip hop, and being like, oh shit, do you remember what was Jam on It? Jam on It. I said jam on it.
Yep.
Nucleus. Like, I remember getting that and being like, oh, there was like a brand new world was open to us. Well, that wasn't like, we're the only class that had that. I feel like I'm speaking too much. Let's cut it back and go back to you.
Well, I mean, but that's the great part about it. Like with my son who's 28, they don't see it. They just want to get high and get drunk and fuck with anybody. They don't care. My son, his baby mama is black, but he dated a lot of white girls. And you got to remember, in a black household, you are taught. You teach your young boys, don't come home no motherfucking green-eyed.
Is that
that's what you taught. But that's not, I said, you fuck whoever gonna give you some pussy. So you can get her pregnant, you can get the fuck out of my house. Yeah. I don't give a fuck what color she is. I want you at my house.
So 18, you get out, you realize this isn't for you.
Yeah, I realized this is it for me. And I meet my husband, get married. My sister is really on crack at that time, really bad. I only have 2 kids, none by my husband. So my sister loses custody of her kids, and I have to take custody of her 4 kids. So now my husband is 21 and I'm 19, and we got 6 kids.
Holy shit. And your husband is working at gym at the time?
No. My husband, he had just got out of the Persian Gulf War. He was working for a mattress company called Simmons Mattress.
Oh,
so
motherfuckers. I know Simmons Mattress.
Yeah. So they give us housing, like a Section 8, and I moved to Riverdale, and I was like, well, we're just going to have to raise these kids. And we struggled our ass off, but they never knew it. We kept them into sports. We made sure everybody went to school. We took care of them. And I didn't have any problem until my sister came back 10 years later to get the kids. And then, my whole focus with my family, with those 6 kids was, I want to break this cycle in my family. This is to be the first generation that we'll have everybody can graduate. My daughter and my niece was the first 2 people to graduate in my family in 3 generations.
Really?
Everybody dropped out. And my daughter was the first one to ever go to college.
So that, by the way, I'm being so white right now. When you said graduate, I thought you meant college.
No, graduate high school, and she went off to college. Yeah,
Holy
she was
shit.
the first, and he graduated too. So my sister get her kids back and just fuck their lives up, get them all on drugs.
Really?
And like my niece living with me now, she living back with me. She got 4 kids and she 23, and this dude in jail for carjacking.
Are you serious?
When I found her last year at Christmas time, she was homeless with 4 fucking kids. So she was living in and out of hotels. So I'm up here begging her to come live with me because I got a big ass house here in Indianapolis. She didn't want to come because she knew that if she came, it ain't no living off no welfare. It's about getting up, getting out, and get something. You're going to get your fucking life together and you're going to show these kids a better fucking life. You're not going to sit around my house like you sat around your mama's house and fucking get high and pop mollies. We don't do that. Yeah, because that's all. She was on drugs. All of them on drugs. So she's the only one that was willing to get her life together with the 4 kids. The baby was a month old, 2 weeks old when I went in there and begged her.
Are you serious?
So I brought her back here. She got a job now. She work every day and she's doing fucking awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, when did you move to Indianapolis?
7 years ago.
Okay.
I did not want to move here because of the comedy scene, and I was in Atlanta.
Were you doing stand up in Atlanta?
Yeah, but I was doing.
Where'd you start? At the Comedy Corner?
Uptown.
Uptown. That's
Yeah.
it. That's in like right near Buckhead.
Yeah. So I was doing. No, it's not anymore. It's downtown now.
Okay.
I was doing a lot of urban comedy. You know, the shit you see in urban rooms. So when I moved here, was no urban comedy. So I had to figure out a way to fucking make everybody laugh. So how do you make everybody laugh? You make it personal. Can't nobody change me. I'm me.
And you can't complain about it either. It's like,
Yeah.
listen, are you going to really complain about my life?
Yeah.
About my experiences? They really happened. Why can't I just talk about me?
And people love it. So I
Yeah.
started to talk about me, and I started to get a whole new fan base.
Well, your fan base is grassroots and fucking hardcore.
They are. Thank y'all so very much.
They're listening right now. I guarantee it. But it's it's crazy. Your fan base is a lot of white dudes.
A lot of white dudes, and I don't, I think, people like real shit.
I think white dudes, I'm going to speak as a white dude. I think as a white dude, we respect honesty because I think there's so many places in our lives where we're dishonest and we don't say anything. And to hear you talk about life, I think it's the same reason Patrice's fan base is all white dudes.
Yeah.
It's like we dig people who are honest, and we dig a good story. We dig someone who lived something different. I think the majority of white guys grew up in like a 5, run of the mill, average lifestyle. Got a bike, got a car, had sex at 17. When you meet someone that didn't do that, you're like, holy shit, I want to hear that story.
Yeah. It's crazy because I do have a lot of white dude followers. I have a lot of soccer moms, and it's crazy because you're like, are you gonna listen to this? But I realize this: we all the fucking same.
Yeah.
If you didn't go through what I went through, you probably know somebody who went through what I went through. I thought only black young African American girls got pregnant at 12.
Oh,
well,
no.
I've learned when I tell these jokes on stage now, my stories on stage, that fucking teenage pregnancy happened to every race. Chinese, Mexican, white, black.
Yeah.
It's no fucking. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
And like my kid's father used to like beat on me, and I thought I was the only black women got beat because my mama used to get beat on by my father. She would tell me these stories, and as I was growing up, she would say, if a man don't hit you, he don't love you. So that was in me. And when my baby daddy would knock the shit out of me, I was like, oh, he loved me. But I'm not going to lie to you. One day that motherfucker hit me too hard, and I say, fuck this. If this love, I can do without it.
Yeah.
I knocked that motherfucker damn near unconscious with a skate.
Really? With his skate?
With his own skate, because he liked to skate. I said, you don't put your motherfucking hands on me. So that's when I started to grow up, and I had to learn to love myself. I realized I couldn't love my kids until I loved myself, because if I love myself, I can love them and protect them.
Yeah. What's so great is, by the way, is that you said with a skate, and I can just the pictures you paint when you tell stories, I don't think you realize you're painting them, but like I picture a 25-year-old dude roller skating.
He's 50, he's still roller skating, and he suck his thumb.
Are you serious?
Fuck yeah, that's his daddy. He don't have a car, but he can skate his ass off.
You still talk to him?
I do, and people ask me all the time. They was like, for all the abuse, because he beat me, he shot me too. So the first dude shot me was a drive-by. My kid's father shot me in the back of the head. So people say, how can you deal with a dude that cost you?
Got to start all over. So how'd you get shot in the back of the head?
My kid's father shot me.
But what?
I had a guy over my house one day, and he called himself coming over to fight for me. So him and the guy get to fight, and the guy ride out, leave. Yeah. And he hit me, and a 38 fucking tore a hole in the back of my head.
Really?
I was about I was 15. Actually, I got shot twice that year. I got shot in the titty. That year, 15 was not a good year for me. Most young girls are cheerleaders. I'm fighting off bullets, baby daddies, and all kinds of shit crackheads.
Oh,
15 was rough for me.
I want to see pictures. Like as a craziest, like it sucks that we had to use like real cameras back then. Because I'd love to see pictures of you. I have a picture of what you look like on a porch. With short shorts and a tank top that's too short and your arm up like you just don't give a fuck and your hair is in like little pigtails on the side. I have a visual of what that looks like. I'm very like but I can't imagine you getting shot.
Yeah, I got people look at me when I tell them, they're like, holy fucking, you know what was so crazy? Because I was so ghetto back then. And you remember when black people wore the finger waves in their hair? You remember the finger waves?
I don't know.
Kind of looked like this wig I got on, but it was real hard. You remember when we used to have the white finger waves? No. You have to Google it when black people had finger waves, and they would put gel in our hair, and we would set up on the dry, and the shit would get rock hard. So those are called finger waves. So make a long story short, after he shot me, after I got released from the hospital, because what it did, it cracked my skull, so it didn't go in. So they kept me for a few days, and they let me go, and they told me, sisters, in my head, they can't sew up your head. Like the back where he shot me at.
Yeah.
So they just left the big ass hole there, Bert, and put this clear thing on there that we had to keep clean like 3-4 times a day. So I wanted to go to the club. Now I'm 15 years old, underage with my fake ID. I'm a big time drug dealer. I can get in any fucking club.
Yeah.
So my friend was like, how the fuck you want to go to the club? Bitch, you got a hole in your head. I said, bitch, fit my hair so I can go to the club. So my friend gave me a finger wave hairdo, finger wave round the bullet hole.
Are you serious?
I'm at the club dancing my ass off with a leaking head. My head was leaking everywhere. I left out that bitch. I got gel going down my neck because that's what they lay your hair down with, gel.
Yeah.
And fucking blood running down my head. People like, bitch, you bleed. I'm like, I'll be all right, just pat it. That's how fucking stupid I was. A gunshot wound to the head, and I'm in the fucking club with finger waves.
Gunshot wound to the head. You have to write a book. You have to write a book.
I know people tell me that all the time, bro.
You have to.
You know what I'm working on? I'm really trying to get my one-woman show off the ground. I'm in the process of trying to write it to get together. I've never done nothing like this before, so it's fucking hard as hell. And I want to call it Raised the Wrong Way. And I want to sit down in a chair and just tell these fucking hundreds of stories that I have.
I'd sit and watch it. I'd sit and watch it in a fucking heartbeat. You are someone who throws away the most interesting parts of stories sometimes. Like your throwaway of like, after I got shot in the head, you're like, hold on, back it up. Like, I want to hear that story. I want to hear, like, like, in a weird way, I miss southern summers when it's hot as fuck and it just rained and it's humid and like,
in the ghetto, we would go outside and turn the fire hydrant off, and the fire department like, did I tell y'all don't cut that shit? I'm like, look here, motherfucker, we in the hood. We ain't got no swimming pool. This is the only way we gonna get cooled off.
Yeah. I always wanted to do that. We had a fire hydrant at the end of our street, and I wanted to open it up so bad.
Wide open.
How did you open it up?
Shit, somebody uncle had a big wrench.
Somebody's uncle had a big... Oh.
And what was so cool about the fire hydrants, they were because you be hot, and a lot of times you ain't had no bath anyway, so that was a good hot shower. That was a good cold shower for you in front of everybody. So you would get up in front of that bitch, and somebody would put their hand in between it and skeet your little ass all the way down the street. So you get up, you bleeding there, but you don't give a fuck. You just glad to get some clean water. You run your little stinking ass right on back up there and jump in front of that bitch.
What? You know what needs to happen to you is Andre 3000 needs to fucking do a movie about your life.
Oh God, I would love to do a movie about my life. I have a fucking million stories. You know how bad I always said I wanted a sitcom. I said I could write 100 episodes, and it would be something like, dealing with my kids today, and then they remind me of shit, flashback to where I was. Y'all don't know how good y'all got it. And we would flash back to my past to make these motherfuckers realize how good they really have it. Because I got a daughter that thinks she know every fucking thing.
Now, how many kids do you have?
I have 4. I have two sets of Medicaid kids. I have a set of Medicaid kids and a set of Blue Cross Blue Shield kids.
What is? I don't know what that means.
Medicaid. That's the government pay for your health care,
Okay.
like Obamacare.
Yeah,
It used to be called Medicaid. So I called them my Medicaid kids, and I call my new kids my Blue Cross Blue Shield kids because they ain't shit. They uppity. They think they the shit. Oh, we was born on health care. How the fuck was y'all born?
So how old's your younger two?
16 and 14.
Holy shit, you got like young kids.
Yeah, I got young kids.
God damn. Now, what's the disconnect between your young kids? I imagine have probably been grown up. Your husband does well. They've been probably brought up
Suburbs. They don't know. They know the hood only because their mama is hood.
Yeah.
Like their daddy is very, very well spoken. He watch CNN. He know what's going on in the world.
Really?
You know, he fucking.
So when the Trayvon Martin stuff goes down, your kids, your perspective is obviously from that. But like, what do your youngest kids say? What do they think? Are they so disconnected?
I got a son that don't fuck. That's really not connected because all his friends is white.
Yeah.
So he live in a white community. He don't know what the fuck you talking about when you say, oh, you can't walk through your community. We live in fucking houses, you know, in Indianapolis that starts about $250 and go up to like $600.
Yeah.
So he don't know what the fuck you talking about. But my daughter, she knows. And, you know, she knows that, she know about racism. My son don't know about racism. All his fucking friends is white. All my daughter friends is white too, but she know what's going on in the world. Like when my son, when we first moved there, I told my son, I was like, you know, you got to stay the fuck off the trail. You and that little white boy stay the fuck off the trail. So he was like, who you talking about? I was like, your little fucking white friend. Stay off the trail with him. He was like, my friend not white. And he started crying. And I was like, holy fuck, this boy he don't see color. And he's still like that to this day.
Your little white friend.
Yeah, he's like, what white friend? My friend ain't white. I was like, the fuck color you think he is? He was in the second grade.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids have no idea what color is. But they know it. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
Like I tried to explain ethnicity to them. And I said, what ethnicity are you? I was doing a podcast with them. Maybe I'll release this one time. I did a podcast with my girls. And I was like, what's our ethnicity? And they're like, I don't know what that is. I go like, what are we? And they're like, I don't know. I said, no, like, you know, like Kylie is Vietnamese. Like, what are we? And they're like, Vietnamese? I go, no, we're not Vietnamese. I go, what are we? And Isla, my youngest, is like, oh, I know. We're dyslexic. I go, no, you're dyslexic. We're something else. And they're like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And Isla goes, African-American? I go, no, we're not African-American. She goes, Mama says I have an African-American booty. I said, no, you got a big... Yeah, you and your mom both do, but not Georgia and me. But yeah, it's interesting seeing that our kids grow up like that.
Yeah, and you know, they are in the suburbs, so you know they don't know what when you got my older two. They was in the streets with me. He was a lot younger, but my daughter remember, like she was there when I got shot that night in my breast. She know about all the trafficking of cocaine that I did and stuff like that. Where he was just a kid, you know, he was like, oh, I hold a dope mama, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't know that his ass could be taken and stuff like that. So when I moved, when I met my husband, we moved to the suburbs, which was a middle class black neighborhood, but my kids now live in an all white neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you have to hang out with their white parents?
No. Not that I don't want to, it's just that I don't have time. You know, people in the neighborhood know that I'm a comedian, and it's hey bye. You know, I don't have time.
No, I'm the same way. I know
I
that.
I don't talk to my neighbors. You know, I don't borrow sugar and shit. What we do in the hood.
Yeah.
So
But I remember borrowing fucking sugar. I remember borrowing milk.
Yeah.
You go to your neighbor's house and go, hey, can we get some milk? I remember that, and no one does that anymore.
Well, now people don't care about people like they used to, Bert. Like,
God damn it. I remember going, hey, go over to the neighbor and see if they have an egg.
Yeah.
We're going to make a cake, and we need one egg.
My neighbor came to my house one day and was like, Pat, I need some flour. I don't feel like running to the store. And I'm standing there like, are you fucking serious? Like, when I moved there, they was baking me cakes and shit.
Really?
We don't do that in the hood. And it shocked the shit out of me. And one of the reasons why, because we raised, you don't ever let a bitch cook for your man. If a bitch come over your house with some fucking chicken or welcoming you to the neighborhood, she want to fuck your man. So
Really?
that's how you raised as a black woman. You don't show up at my doorstep with your stinking ass cookies or cakes or chicken.
Holy shit.
But white women, they just showing up everywhere. And I asked them, I said, do you know we don't do this in the black community? They was like, why? And when I told them, they was blown away.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So where are you going tonight? You going to New York?
I'm going to New York.
Doing Ari's podcast
I'm
there.
going to do an Ari's podcast. That should
Do you know Ari?
No.
Oh, you don't?
The fan hooked me up with Ari.
Oh.
All I know
can't.
is he's Jewish.
Oh. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. You know, Ari grew up Hasidic Jew, Orthodox Jew.
I don't know.
The ringlets and the yarmulke and the outfit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, my God.
You talking about the people with the little curly hair down the sides?
Yeah, with the wear the big hats. And like.
Oh, okay. Look like the Amish people.
Yep, right.
Okay.
Ari grew up like that and like went to Jerusalem and like he's really Jewish. Then he tapped out and was like, fuck it. And I was like,
that's what most people do.
You want to be a comedian. and Ari is fascinating.
Really?
I got to be honest with you. I'm more interested in hearing you two talk than me and you because that's going to be a great fucking podcast.
Yeah, again, the fans. I mean, I guess all my white guy fans hooked me up.
Your white guy fans should have shirts that say, I'm Miss Pat. Just like I'm Tyler Durden.
And you know when they come out to see me, the first thing they say, is there any way I can pay you to see your missing nipple? I'm like, no, bitch.
Is there any way I can pay you to see your missing nipple?
Not because I don't want you to, because I got to pick this bitch up and pull it out. This ain't no A-cup we dealing with. These are real fucking titties. These titties get musty in the middle. I got to be careful how I handle these things.
Okay, now I'm trying to make sure that you get out of here to go see your podcast. We get done an hour right now. It's pretty good. But now what story? Like, so I'm gonna say it to me, and then you just say yours. So like, if you were meeting me for the first time, I'd be like, oh, the story that you probably want to hear is when I robbed a train in Russia with the Russian mafia, or the story about me being in a band with a guy and kicking him out and he performed in the band Creed, or like whatever. So what story have I not asked you about? That you go, you know what's interesting, or you know what, like something that is interesting to you.
Well, a lot has to do with like being raised by an alcoholic parent. The way I was raised, like my mama would get drunk a lot. Every day she got drunk. And,
really? What was her drink?
Gin and juice.
Really?
Yeah, I remember one time my mama used to keep her gin and juice by the sink, because if she was out of juice, she would drink gin and water. Don't ask me how she did it, but when she took, it was like mouthwash. She just put it and swallowed the shit.
Really?
So one day, my neighbors was like, "I bet you won't drink your mama liquor." So me and my sister was named Maypop, my name was Rabbit, and I was like, "We'll drink this shit up, bitch." We about 8 years old, but we drunk her whole little half a pint. And she woke up and she fucking went off. She's like, "You some dirty bitches. How dare you drink up all my shit and don't leave me nothing." And she beat us all day fucking long.
Are you serious? And you were drunk?
and she was pissed. She put us in the bathtub and whooped our ass with them switches. And I was told my sister, "I ain't never getting high with you hoes again." I was like, "Why you drink it all? You know this bitch drink this shit every day." And it just got good to us, and they was like, "You won't drink your mama liquor." We drunk all that shit, and that to this day, I think that's why I don't drink.
Really?
Yes. You
ever smoke weed?
I don't do shit.
Have you ever smoked weed?
Yeah, I smoke weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're like, you're 100% sober. You don't go out and party really at all, really.
No, I'm just married, do comedy, and that's it.
Holy shit!
I'm boring as fuck. I'm a HGTV person. I'm the type of person that go to the Goodwill, buy a fucking table, and redo it.
Really?
Yes.
That's so fascinating. 'Cause, I work at Travel Channel.
Yes.
And that is that's part of the family is HGTV, DIY, food, cooking,
I watch
travel,
that shit
Great
all
American
day,
Country.
every day.
We gotta get you a show on Travel Channel.
Yeah, that's
What would your Travel Channel show be? Like, if you could do a show for Travel Channel, what would it be? Because right now there are 2 people that work at Travel Channel that are definitely listening to this. Probably 10. So what would be your show?
If I had a show on Travel Channel,
On a show on Travel Channel, what would you like to
taking people on? I probably going to the hood, taking kids on vacation. You know, black kids don't get vacations.
Going into the hood and taking black kids on vacation?
Yeah, we don't get vacation. Get your ass outside in that sun.
So you'd want to do kids and let them see the world?
I would like to see. I love kids because I didn't get that opportunity. So yes, I would like to take poor kids on vacation. Just show them the world. It's more out there than a motherfucker getting shot on your front porch every day.
Oh my God, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Like take 2 kids to Hawaii, get them swimming with sharks.
Yes.
Get them out of their comfort zone, zip lines.
Yeah. You know, black people don't zip line.
Oh.
We don't fucking zip line.
I had Al. You know Al Jackson?
I know Al Jackson.
Al
Jackson is not considered black now. Let's get your black man right. And I don't give a fuck if you get mad either, Al Jackson. Al Jackson is not black. Okay? My son more blacker than Al Jackson. Oh. No, you gotta know your black men. It's like, let me name a black comedian.
Name the blackest comedian out there. Like someone that's just keeping it real, top to bottom.
D. Ray Davis. That's a black man.
Really?
You know D. Ray Davis?
Yeah, I know D. Ray.
I fucking love D. Ray Davis. I used to over Cat Williams is a real black man.
Cat Williams is fucking fascinating.
Yeah, those are black men. Oh, Corey Holcomb. That's a black fucking man.
Yeah.
Huh? Fuck you. He talking about them light-skinned people.
That's all light-skinned people you're naming.
But they black. They keep it real. Like Al Jackson, he ain't gonna slap no bitch.
No, Al Jackson's not slapping
Corey
a bitch.
Holcomb will slap a bitch.
Right now, Corey Holcomb's like, shh, keep it on the DL.
Yeah, he'll slap a bitch. D-Ray will kick a bitch out of, bitch, get out my room. You know.
D-Ray's an interesting guy.
I love D-Ray.
Yeah, he's a really interesting
When
guy.
I used to open for D-Ray, them hoes would be all over D-Ray, and I would have to stand in front of him. And I'm tired of beating these hoes off you, D-Ray.
That's so funny. That doesn't happen with white comics.
It don't?
No, you can be as big as you want. You don't have girls.
Oh, my God, man. Them hoes love D-Ray. They love fucking D-Ray.
What's Cat Williams like?
Cat, the most intelligent fucking person I've ever seen.
You know Red Grant?
Yeah, I know Red Grant.
Yeah, Red's
he was on the tour with us.
Yeah, Red's a great dude.
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine.
I was really shocked because, you see Cat Williams in that character, fucking intelligent as fuck.
Really?
I learned so much from working with that guy. I mean, for opening up for him. And you know what? Let me tell you, I don't tell this story much about Cat, but the week I got called to go do his tour, my father died. And it was a lot going on. My father, he had counseling. He had just ran my truck through my house. And then he go in the hospital and he died on a Monday. I get a call that Wednesday saying, pack your bags, you're going on tour with Cat. And of course, I'm black. We don't do life insurance. We going to figure it out once your ass die. Yeah. That's how I work in the black community. So he had a small policy, which was like $4,000. I didn't have enough money to bury him. So Cat heard me on the phone telling my brother, I had to get my family up here because I didn't have enough to ship my daddy body back. And Cat overheard the conversation, went in his fucking room and came out with a stack of hundreds and just gave them to me. And I hadn't even did the first show yet. He's like, go bury your daddy and come back to the tour. And I was like, are you fucking serious? Because of Cat, to this day, my dad is not in a fucking potato sack.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I wish there was more crossover acceptance for Cat. Like, I think white people look at him and just go, oh,
no.
Drug charges.
No,
like, I don't think white people get Cat as the way I do.
You crazy as fuck. Bert, when I did his tour, because I thought he was just an urban act, because you see, all the shit he talking about I can relate to. When I did that tour, when I tell you the first, I didn't know Cat audience. I walked out on that stage, wasn't nothing but fucking white people on the floor.
Are you serious?
And let me tell you, it was a 20,000 seater. And so this how it went, all white people. And as it went up the arena, it got blacker and blacker and blacker. I was like, what the fuck? Really? White people like him?
Oh, I love him. I think he's great.
Oh, my God.
But
they love him.
I just remember going to, like, that first special he did, and it was, like, Shaq in the audience. And, like, I remember it was all the royalty, the hip-hop royalty. Yeah. Of who you'd expect.
His fan base is white. Let me tell you something. You can't get that big with black people. Black people are not going to put you, just that big. I think Cat fans are just lower, but they mostly white. I'm telling you. Now, Kevin Hart got a big-ass, African-American fan base,
too. Are you serious? That's so funny. I would think he would be more white.
Well, when the time I went to go see him, and I was in Atlanta, but Atlanta is black as fuck.
Atlanta's so black that I did a commercial shoot down there, and everyone on my crew was black. That is so seldom you see that in this business, is a black crew. Yeah. Like, you don't ever see black sound guys. You never see a black sound guy.
In Atlanta, you do. They do
In
every
Atlanta,
fucking thing. Yeah.
fuck yeah. And I almost said something twice, both times, but then I was like, am I being racist by even noticing it? You know?
They noticed they was all black too. They was happy. Hey, nigga, we got a job.
No, it's just so interesting to me because you go in so often. You're like white sound guy, white cameraman, white director, white producer. Everyone's probably half Jewish or at least mostly Jewish. And then I'm in Atlanta twice, and both my crews predominantly black. And I was like, that's just, you just don't see it that much. Now, wait, Kevin Hart, I would assume his fan base to be white.
I mean, I would
assume them to be white young girls.
I think he's more family oriented because he talks a lot about the family.
Really?
Yeah, he talks a lot about being, a dad and stuff like that. So I think he got pretty much a big age group, but I don't know if he's as white as Cat. Personally, because I work with Cat and I've never really worked with Kelvin.
Yeah.
But, Kelvin is huge too, but I was blown away with how many white fans Cat Williams had. I was really fucking blown away.
I'd go on tour with Cat Williams in a heartbeat.
He's fucking awesome.
I'd go on tour with Cat Williams, but I'd want more out of the tour than he'd want. I'd be like, hey, I want you to take a look at my set every night. Like, I'd want to work with him. I'd be like,
cuss you the fuck out.
I want you to watch my set, and I want you to tell me what you think I can do better, and I'm going to watch yours, and then let's be real artists about this.
Throw your ass out.
He'd be like, I'm done.
I didn't say shit about my set. Do you
really?
hear me? When I work with people, because, especially somebody as big as Cat, I stay the fuck out of their way. He was nice now. Like, he would invite you. He was so fucking... He was a comic that cared about other comics. Well, you don't get people that care about you. Everybody like, fuck you, I'm trying to make it like you do. He would invite you to his room and, he do whatever he do with you and y'all sit around and smoke weed and have a conversation. You never... Like, I would tell him these fucked up stories how I grew up. He would be on the floor laughing. And I was looking like, this motherfucker is famous as fuck. And he's laughing at me. So that's how real he was.
Yeah, he seems really real.
He's really fucking real. And it makes a difference when you're dealing with people who just think they the shit. I'm too big to talk to you. And I tell people all the time, I don't give a fuck how big I ever get. I'm always going to be to true who I am. If I'm talking to Barack Obama, or if I'm talking to Oprah Winfrey, if I'm talking to a crackhead, everybody's equal to me.
Yeah.
Because, who are you? You're human just like me. What, you got a better job and you make more money? That separates us where we live, but they don't separate the person that you can be to me and the person that I can be to you. I don't give a fuck you Oprah Winfrey. I don't give a fuck if you Barack Obama. To me, you're a human being. And if you respect me, I'm going to respect you.
Yeah, you lost me on crackhead. I'd probably talk a little quicker to a crackhead.
No, those are some of the most intelligent people sometimes you want to meet.
Really?
They're just people who just had falls in their lives.
Oh, I guess the thing is, I don't really know any crackheads, so I have a hard time picturing that. So what I picture is boys in the hood or like what like
that's
what,
TV, Bert.
I know. I picture TV. I don't picture someone who just might.
Well, next time you're in Atlanta, if I'm ever there with you, we're gonna crackhead hunt.
Well, someone's up. Nikea's laughing.
You ever been on a crackhead hunt?
No, I've never been on a crackhead hunt.
And you can't get scared when they offer to suck your dick for $4. Either you take it or you leave it.
It doesn't make you gay if it's $4.
No, but now she might not have all her teeth.
It's a she.
Oh, you want a he? Oh, I know there's some he's out there sucking dick for $4.
I'm supposed to be on a call. All right, we'll wrap this up.
Okay.
Oh fuck, I totally forgot about it. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Al Madrigal. On it now. Sorry, Al. I'm coming right now. Okay, Atlanta. August 15th, 16th, and 17th. I'm going to get your info to the people over at Levity, and we'll set it up.
I know Levity.
Yeah, okay. You know people at Levity?
Yeah, I know the people
at
Levity.
Let me see where the... hold on 1 second. I got to find this. Everyone gets so fucking mad at me when I...
Who are you dealing with? The Travel Channel people?
No, this, God damn it. It's fucking, I'm so bad at this. All right. Where can everyone find you?
Comedian, COMEDIENNE, MissPat.com. My Twitter and Facebook is the same, Comedian Miss Pat.
Nice. You've been a blast. I can't wait to listen to you on Ari's.
Oh, well, you've been a blast too. Can't wait to see you in August or LA.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. I love you.
Thank you for having me.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.